class. Welcome to Unit 5 of Technologies and Communication. Congratulations on making it over the halfway point in the course. Let's take a look at what we have going on in Unit 5. As always, you want to check the announcements first thing when you come into the class, and then we'll take a look at Unit 5. So in Unit 5, we're going to be talking about copyright and piracy and using other people's creations and where you think the line should be on the regulation of that and the laws pertaining to that. So we are going to this week be talking about understanding basic media law for online media producers and bloggers, consider limits on freedom of speech and recording as it pertains to copyright, and analyze and critique how far intellectual property law should go in restricting shared use of creative content. It's a really interesting topic, I think. I think you'll enjoy it. So in order to do that, you have to read a chapter in our textbook this week, Chapter 14, Ethics of Mass Media, as well as check out a legal guide for bloggers, copyright, the DMCA, and fair use images. So you'll want to take a look at this, especially regarding our blogs we're creating in the course. And then we have another film to watch this week. It's about an hour and a half. And it's a really interesting documentary. It's on this idea of sharing intellectual and creative property. So you'll want to take a look at that for our discussion. So our discussion this week is actually on this movie. So you will have to watch it. You're going to be reviewing that and then considering the argument on limiting copyright protection for creative works. So you're going to consider which part of the 4-point manifesto is most convincing to you and explain why. Always back up your points with your reasons and support. You're going to consider whether or not you think the penalties for copyright infringement make sense, or do you think their penalties are originally meant for average citizens sharing a few songs. Number 3, you're going to consider if you believe that in the digital age, creativity is limited if you don't have access to technology tools or libraries of content. And then, of course, you're going to respond to your classmates. So you have another blog assignment this week. And this week, we're going to take the draft. You're going to take the draft. I'm sorry, from Unit 4. I just was double checking for a moment. I just thought maybe I was telling you the wrong thing, but I'm telling you the right thing. You're going to take your draft from Unit 4 and create a blog in your WordPress site. And you're going to create that from Unit 4. So make sure, one of the things I noticed this week are grading the last WordPress blog is that you need to use more bulleted numbers and lists. You really need to chunk your text into really small paragraphs. So think only about 3 or 4 sentences long. You have to use headings. And you need to use photographs and other graphic images. So make sure you're using a little bit more graphic elements in your blogs this week. And then you'll continue with Twitter this week. You're going to be tweeting or retweeting 14 tweets this week. However, 2 of them this week, 1 or 2 of them have to be examples of someone committing a copyright violation without realizing it. So you want to do a search in Twitter for that, or you can do a search online, and you want to share that through your tweets this week. And then just a heads up that your third and final blog post, which we'll be doing our last week, you'll be researching media-related issues that you'd like to learn more about. So be thinking about that. Just in the back of your mind as we work through the weeks. You want to start thinking about what you're going to create your final blog on. So that is what we have going on this week. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate, reach out and contact.